a couple of cartoons with we had Superman and Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, yeah.
And I noticed that they did add more humor, or maybe there was always humor. But I don't remember Hal Jordan being funny, and I never did see the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, that's another one. Jesus Christ! Like, how do you mess that up so badly? I don't know how they do it. Like, how they spend so much money on something and flop it. Like, isn't there people that go like, "Hey guys, this is not that good." You know what I mean? Like, they're everybody probably yes.
I always picture a boardroom of people, and them throwing out a freaking one-liner joke, and them all being like,
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
brilliant,
right? Yeah, good, yeah,
well,
done.
Brett, I have a question because I know you've come up with a character, and maybe you could talk about your process and maybe what you've done, your story writing, and since it's all yourself, maybe you could talk about what you've done.
Yeah, I'm a dabbler.
I'm a dabbler.
I guess I'd call myself an artist.
Yeah,
animator by trade. I've created a couple characters. One in particular, I don't know if I'd consider him a superhero, but his name's I.C.U. He's a little magician kid who his grandfather was a circus runner, and he had a whole circus train, mostly a freak show that he rolled around with. And when he passed, he gave his grandson I.C.U. his magic top runner's hat, basically.
Oh, that's cool.
And it kind of gave him the power to lead the circus.
Oh,
okay.
So he comes through with all his magic tricks, and he's got little gimmicks, and he can turn invisible and make stuff appear out of nowhere and all this and that. But the process was basically just, what comics have I read or what movies have I seen and not seen something like this before?
That's cool, yeah, because I've never heard of something like that. That's the good
I'm actually
start.
surprised. I came up with it probably a decade ago, and I'm surprised it hasn't been done already. It probably has somewhere or in some other
Everyone
place.
listening to this
something,
podcast,
but,
do not take his material.
It's
Yeah,
already done.
do
It's
not
on
steal.
It's all up on the interwebs.
All up in
It's
the
gone, buddy.
interwebs.
That's it.
Yeah, but that's awesome. How much have you done of it? Like, have you completed a story?
No, I pretty much just gave him his intro, his backstory,
Right.
and his character board, which is just all the illustrations of him in
awesome.
different
But
scenarios.
I wanna see this. I think that we're all very awaiting.
Yeah, I want to
awaiting
see it make it happen.
Yeah. So like, if we can put it, even on the podcast, if we can put like some like links to some like of your sketches and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That'd
If
be awesome.
anybody wants to check out www.brettlockwood.com. That's BRETTLOCKWOOD.COM.
COS. Could even do like one of those like starters, whatever, like
Kickstarter?
to get like the first
get a little
episode. I mean, the first comic book done and everything. People, I mean, that stuff works. So
That's how this stuff kind of starts,
Yeah.
If it's
Let's do it. I think we should
make it happen.
make it happen. We want to be the front runners to.
I appreciate you guys, plugging me there.
That's
Let's
awesome.
get it going. Let's start the new superhero of our generation.
And then I want to see little toys of it. I want to see people playing with the I.C.U. toys.
The toys. I wish I got into toys. I had so many toys growing up. When I was a kid, I probably went a little too long in through my adolescence with toys.
You're 18-year-old. Like, mom's like, pick up your toy.
They're telling me to clear off my toys off of my cubicle station now.
Nice.
Well, as an adult, it's okay to go back to it, but
Yeah.
it's like a period where
It's all nostalgic now, yeah. I pulled out an old chest of toys that I had. It was like all the X-Men's and Ninja
Nice.
Turtles, and Spawn was my favorite. Did you guys have Spawn?
Yeah.
You know, Todd McFarlane?
Yeah.
that guy, his artwork is fantastic.
The artwork was amazing. He started
Right.
off on Spider-Man in
Yeah.
the 90s or so, and took off on Spawn. Gave up. He was actually. I did a documentary, a biography on him, and it was a great story. He started off as he was going to go to school for baseball. He had a full scholarship to play baseball in Canada, and
He makes baseball figures too, right? Todd McFarlane
And-
baseball. Yeah.
He actually got probably most popular because he bought the McGuire. Mark McGuire, sorry. He hit whenever he hit whatever home run he hit,
yeah.
it was the record breaker. Todd McFarlane bought the ball, the home run ball, for $1 million.
Wow, that's what it was. Yeah.
He spent pretty much all his trailer park savings on that baseball and got popular from it, and he friggin' took off with that, built his own company based off of it, pretty much.
That's
It's all
awesome.
about the fame. But those toys and the Spawn comics, like that's when like the anti-hero really started getting
Right.
popular.
He was a dark character.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
I
great
watched
movie.
it not too long ago. To me, it holds up.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
liked
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I really like it. I watched it too. I watched it recently, and this time I actually had like my more critical kind of, because I watched it when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is a long time ago. Like, and watched it, I remember some of it, but now like really watch it, I was like, man, this was good, even with the cheesy effects that we had back then.
Let's talk cheesy
Like-
effects for a moment, because there's something I want to talk about from that movie. It's a true story. John Leguizamo is that clown character.
Right.
And there's a scene where he picks up this pizza with maggots on it. That wasn't special effects. There really were maggots on this
Oh,
pizza.
really?
He really did eat that pizza.
I love John Leguizamo. I've always been a
Yeah.
really big fan of his, but yeah. But you know what I was remembering when we were talking about that is when the actual Spawn series was on HBO, like the cartoon,
Yeah.
and he would come on there and narrate the beginning of the story.
That's right.
Like it was like
Yeah.
I go back and watch it now, but it gave you that like gloomy kind of like like
That
he
was
was
dark.
like. He would act on it, like, tell a little bit of what's going on in the story, and that was like very Tales of the Crypt kind of, like, you know what I mean?
Same
Like,
generation.
yeah.
all
So it
around
was
the same
very
time
cool.
frame.
Yeah.
Legion on FX is probably my favorite show of all superhero series, be it Netflix or
Really?
public access. Yeah.
What
And
makes it
all
so
of
good?
them, Legion is my favorite. It's probably
Very divisive. I think some people probably watch that show and be like, "What the?
it's a
What
little
am I watching?"
yeah,
I love
it's
it.
a little twisted.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people I would imagine would probably lose interest. It's a little ADHD maybe.
Yeah,
It's
he like
kinda-
jumps around a lot. Like,
If you don't know the story, I don't know if it's spoiling it.
no, go for it, man. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. I don't care.
The main
about
character is a telepath. He's a mutant that has, mental powers, and he can, telekinesis, or he can teleport, he can telemarket, he can do all the things. But the spoiler is that he's Professor X's son, and you would know this from the comics. And so he's this highest Omega level
he's
mutant
probably
or
top
whatever.
2 of the.
And it's his
Yeah.
coming of story, so he doesn't really even know his powers
Right.
as of yet, and he wakes up in an insane asylum, and the whole time you're kind of trying to figure out if he's dealing with split personalities, or if he's just crazy, or if he's a mutant, or if he's imagining
possessed or
things, or if he's possessed.
Right.
And again, it touches back on does the villain make the character, or back and forth, because the villain in it is like a
He's one of the most powerful villains.
yeah,
in
one
Marvel.
Right, he's
in
the
the
villain.
entire universe of Marvel.
He's one of the
he's
biggest.
one
yeah.
of Farouk is his name, and he kind of plagues people's minds, and he can take over them and possess,
Right.
and
He's more like an entity, right? Like
he kind of doesn't even live in this dimension.
You're right.
Yeah, and that's what the show goes into, so many levels of reality. You don't know what you're really watching, whether it's reality or a different dimension or a flashback or currently happening or what. But it's so well written. I can't imagine the work that went into it, and the
Right.
cinematography of it is like a Stanley Kubrick film. It's
right.
like watching 2001
it's something
Space
completely
Odyssey.
not a comic book
It's really
show, right?
well done.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a classical music
yeah,
portrayal
some
of
kind of like
comics.
artsy movie.
Uh-huh.
Like-
And there's a lot of symbolism, and it gets really in depth once you start like delving into the YouTube reviews and the real nerdy comments.
they
and
tell you,
stuff.
they give you all the Easter eggs that are going
And I never
on.
knew the comic beforehand, to
Right.
be honest. But once I saw the show, I was like,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
this dude's crazy.
Yeah.
And the series really starts to take off. It airs again, the second season, next week, actually, April
Sweet.
3rd, I think it
I
is.
gotta check it out.
Yeah, you know
check
what
it
they
out,
don't get into in the show, because I've seen the show, but Elysian actually is probably one of the most powerful beings in the whole Marvel universe.
Mhm.
He's got unlimited power, but because he has this unlimited power at the same time, he has like a schizophrenia kind of in a way. But they depicted in schizophrenia is different, but like almost like split, where he has like different personalities. They don't depict that in the show, but in the comic book, like it's
Mhm.
he can't use all his powers at once. He has different personalities that each one has a different power. But they're tremendous powers. Like he can manipulate time, he can manipulate like the reality, he can manipulate space, but he can't use them all at once in the comic book. He has different personalities that take over, kind of like Split, that allow him to do all this stuff. I don't know if they're gonna get into that like in the comic book, but that I like that because I don't like my character's unlimited power, because that kind of like sets like, okay, so you can't throw any villain at him.
And then you're getting into Superman.
Right.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Right. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, if you have this, it's almost like when you were a kid and you were like, well, I'm going to shoot you with my ray gun. No, because I have this amazing shield.
No, I have something bigger than your stupid
Right.
shield.
Exactly. So, but with him, he's all powerful, but he cannot unleash all that power at once, which is kind of cool for me because he can't.
Yes.
He's not in
It's
full
his
control.
flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not in full control.
All right, I think that's it. Brett, we want to thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you,
talk
Brett.
Comics
Thank
with
you
us.
so much, guys. It's been a pleasure.
And again, if they want to see your artwork, it would go to
www.brettlockwood.com.
how do you
Check
spell
it
that?
out.
BRETTLOCKWOOD.com.
And they're going to see some I.C.U artwork up there soon, I hope?
Yes.
There's I.C.U up there, actually, as a matter of fact. Yeah, go check
And-
them out. Give me some stories.
And because we have him on the spot, he's also going to do some graphic designing for our website and for our
Yeah, we sorely
Facebook.
need it.
There
Yeah,
you go.
so if you can,
I'm always for hire.
we need art. we need art. We need an artist.
Yeah.
So-
And last episode, hope you guys enjoyed the music. That was Simple Melodies by a band that Rico was in called The Wrecked. That was
The
with
Wrecked.
Matthew, Adam, and Matt.
Yep.
Hashtag resurrect.
I
it
saw
back.
that. I saw you put that somewhere. I was like, hashtag resurrect. I like that.
And this time we're going to have a song by my band, Dirty Sonic. It was James, me, and a guy named Scott was on drums.
One of my favorite bands.
And
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoy it.
All right.
See you.
See you.